going? It's the Entertainment Critic and welcome to a different type of video. This is going to be a ranking video for all of the Doctor Who series from series 1 to 10, ranking them from worst to best. So starting from number 10, we'll get straight into this. I'm going to try not to dwell too long on each series because I know this could take a while to get through. So getting straight into it. At number 10, I have series 2. Now, I know a lot of people would have this higher on the list, and I can see why some people would have this higher on their list just from the fact of the Doctor and Rose. I get that, but I didn't like how it was at the end of series 1. He kissed her, and then throughout series 2, she was all of a sudden just in love with him. It didn't work for me, and the whole of the series relied on that. And there's good episodes in this series. I do like not most of them. I like some of the episodes in this series, but the one this series is bad. It's really bad. So like Love and Monsters, there's Fair Hair, New Earth, Tooth and Claw. Let's see what else. That's about it. There may be a couple of others in there as well, but the episodes going to the episodes I do like about this, which don't necessarily lift it above the other series, but I do enjoy watching these, and these will be the ones that I go back to rewatch more. That would be The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit, Doomsday, and not so much Army of Ghosts. That's a meh episode for me. I liked Rise of the Cybermen. School Reunion is a good episode. I like The Return of Sarah Jane and how that worked, and how it basically explores the fact that he leaves them behind, and that we don't get that later explored in the Sarah Jane Avengers, what she did with her life after he left her. So I did like that, but like I said, that doesn't really elevate this series above any of the others. So coming in at my number 9 spot, I have series 6. Now that might not be a surprise to most people, because series 6 wasn't exactly the best season. It relied so heavily on the fact of the openings of The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon, where obviously we know the Doctor quote unquote dies, but he doesn't really die. Just the whole finale to this series just kind of gets really confusing, and after A Good Man Goes to War, there's only really one good episode in this entire back half of the series. And yeah, so that would be The Girl Who Waited. That would be the best out of the second half of the series, but the first half of the series was definitely strong, and that is why it pulls it above series 2. But it can't get any higher in the list. The episodes I liked at the start of the series, I liked the opening, I liked The Doctor's Wife, A Good Man Goes to War, and The Girl Who Waited. And I do like elements of Closing Time as well, because I like Craig as a character. I like the whole element they had going on, and then the scene where he sees Amy and Rory. I did like that episode, but it's not the best. It's just it's good, but it's not amazing, if that makes sense. So yeah, series 6 would be coming in at my number 9 slot. Coming into our number 8 slot, we actually have series 8, which is oddly ironic. But anyway, Series 8 was obviously Peter Capaldi's first series, and I liked it to begin with. There were episodes I loved to begin with. I loved the fact that we were getting a different type of Doctor. So obviously with David Tennant and Matt Smith, we had more fun, joking, like action heroes, where Peter Capaldi was completely different at the start. He was like, he didn't care if people died, well, as long as he got out of it, and maybe if Clara got out of it as well, he was fine. He didn't really care if there was casualties, and that was dubbed by, I believe, Stephen Moffat as the Rebel Time Lord, and that was something we promised we were going to get throughout all of Capaldi's run. But I have a feeling by the end of series 8, they realized that wasn't working. Like, the ratings were going down, people didn't like this new tonal shift for Doctor Who. Obviously, I don't think that their toys were selling as well, because Drunken Children can't exactly relate to a darker hero. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that was a thing. And so obviously going into series 9, they had to lighten up the tone a bit, and I'll get into series 9 in a second. But I'll go into episodes I did like in this series, which bring them above series 6, and there were fewer episodes I like in this series, but the episodes I like are amazing, and that's why it elevates it above series 6. So I liked Deep Breath. I didn't love Deep Breath, I liked it. I loved Flatline. Mummy on the Orient Express I loved. Listen is another good episode I really liked. The Time Heist is okay. Episodes going into episodes I didn't like. The Caretaker, I hate that episode, but it's just so pointless. So that's an episode I didn't exactly like. An episode I absolutely hated had to be To Kill the Moon. It was such a stupid idea, and having the moon as an egg, it just didn't work. I did like the fact that the Doctor just straight up left Clara. He said you have to make your decision, is your planet. And I liked how then that had consequences at the end of the episode, because that did lead to Clara eventually leaving him, well, quote unquote leaving him. We'll get into Clara in series 9, what annoys me about her. But yeah, that did eventually lead into the whole thing in the Mummy and Orient Express, which made that episode even better for me. Obviously another episode in the Forest of the Night that episode was doomed to fail from the start. Not only did it's an interesting concept, having trees growing all over London, but if you think about it, if you take all of the main characters out of that story, nothing would have changed. The trees would have protected the planet, and then the trees would have disappeared after the sun's rays hit the planet, and the trees would have gone. The Doctor had no use in this story. He was just there for the ride, and it just, I don't know, I don't really like episodes that rely on that. Obviously the child acting was terrible in this. London was just not populated, which made no sense. There was like 6 people in London. Like, obviously, people could have been in their homes, but I think that episode took place throughout the course of the day, and you're trying to tell me that nobody throughout the entirety of London was running around panicking when there was trees everywhere outside of their home. That just doesn't make sense to me. Dark Waters is an okay episode. I like elements of it. I like the introduction of Missy. That was interesting. I liked the reveal at the end, but then it was just completely ruined by Death in Heaven. There was so much wrong with Death in Heaven. I didn't like how they tried to make Missy Mary Poppins in that episode. The Brigadier cameo I feel like it just disrespected the character, because he essentially resurrected him and made him a Cyberman, which was something that he fought in the classic series, that annoyed a lot of people, and that annoyed me too. What else was there? It was the first point which Clara could have left, but she didn't. And then there was another point in the Christmas special that year, last Christmas, where she could have left, and she didn't. And then we'll eventually get into, when we get to series 9, I'll talk about the last time when she did actually leave, or did she? So I'll preface this now. I did like Clara as a companion throughout series 7 and 8. Not so much series 9, but maybe towards the end of series 9 I liked her, but at the end of series 7 I liked her, and series 8 I liked her, but she just dropped off after series 8, because she should have left in series 8 really. But anyway, that's enough about series 8. Let's get on to number 7, which is actually series 9. So I'll talk about Clara a bit more now. So like I said, there was 2 episodes throughout series 8 that she could have left, and they were perfectly dropping off points for her, but she just didn't leave. And then her eventual death in Face the Raven, I thought that was the perfect way to send off her character. She died where she stood, like me said, she just fell where she stood, and it was beautiful. And it was a really good scene. I really did like it, but it was undermined completely by 2 episodes later, and that was with Hal Bent. And I'm not going to talk so much on Hal Bent, because a lot of other people who have done videos on making the Doctor Who series completely just destroy Hal Bent. So I'll talk about the things I don't like about it, but there are so many things. I'd have a 40-minute video at that point. I liked the first 15 minutes of Hal Bent, and then it just went downhill as soon as they brought Clara back, and then don't get me started on the Space Diner. And then he doesn't even the whole point of Heaven Sent, which was one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who ever, was the fact that the Doctor was grieving. He was grieving the loss of Clara, but to then make him bring her back and make him forget her in the very next episode just completely undermines everything that you set up before that. And that just didn't work for me, and that is why series 9 isn't the worst series, because there are some episodes I really do like. I like the Magician's Apprentice and Witches Familiar. I really like the scenes between the Doctor and Davros in that. Before the Flood and Under the Lake are also both really good episodes that, based on the sea stories, are really interesting to me. I think I have the unpopular opinion of liking the Zygon Invasion. I think Zygon Inversion gets brought up a bit more because of the fact of the Doctor's war speech, and that was one of the most defining speeches of Peter Capaldi's reign as the Doctor, and I really did like that. And I'll try and find a link to it so I can put that in the comment section, the description below, if you guys want to check that out, because that really was an amazing speech. But then this series is weighed down by episodes like The Girl Who Lived, no, sorry, the girl who died, the woman who lived, Sleep No More, that just didn't work. Having it from the perspective that they did it from just didn't work. And obviously Hellbent I didn't like. There was what else? I think that's every episode I've covered. But yeah, when this series was bad, it was really bad. But the episodes I did like left it above the other series, so which is why it comes in at number 7. Now coming in at number 6, which is actually surprising because a lot of people put this in their bottom 2, is actually Series 7. Now, I like Series 7. From this point on, I like the series as a whole. Whereas before I liked individual episodes, I completely liked the first half. Maybe the Power of 3 I didn't like so much, but I liked the Dalek Asylum, or Asylum of the Dalek, which was quite an unpopular opinion. A Town Called Mercy I really liked. I liked Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, even though a lot of people don't like it, but I do think it's quite humorous, and there was a lot of improv in there that I really did like. So yeah, and The Angels Take Manhattan was one of my favorite episodes of 7A. It is just perfectly done. The send-off for Amy and Rory is one of the first times in the Moffat era that we actually have a tragic death of a companion. That was something that was a constant throughout the Russell T Davies era of Doctor Who. Like, Rose was trapped in a parallel dimension, Donna lost her memory, there was Astrid who sacrificed herself, Adelaide who shot herself to prove that the Doctor was wrong. There were so many things in the Russell T Davies era that was tragic. But this was the first time ever that we'd actually got something in the Moffat era, because the Moffat era is mostly known for being like the fairy tale era, like everything got their happy ending, but this was one of the times they didn't get a happy ending. And the acting from Matt Smith in that ending part was just amazing, and it was just the fact that he can't go and see them again because they're trapped in a part of time which he can't visit again because of the paradox that had happened in New York. So they were completely trapped in the past, unable to see the Doctor. But I liked the ending where Amy publishes the book that River. I think Amy writes the book and is about River, and she publishes it, and she did an afterword which River told her to do for the Doctor, and that ending moment was really good. It was a proper send off for Amy and Roy, who are actually my favorite companions in the Moffat era. And yeah, that was the perfect ending for them, I feel. Getting into 7B, so there's a mixed bag. I liked the Bells of St. John and the Rings of Akhaten. I really liked the Rings of Akhaten, the music in that, the story behind it I really liked, like how they tried to appease the god with gifts. And then we get episodes like Hyde, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, what else was there? The Crimson Horror I didn't like. Mr. Sweet was teased to be a big threat, and it was just a little parasite on her chest. Like, that didn't work for me. I liked Nightmare in Silver to an extent. I don't like how the new Cybermen defy space and time, and they essentially have super speed. There's no explanation for that. I believe there was explanation to it to begin with, but it was cut out. And we do actually find out, if you go digging enough on the internet, you do actually find out that these new versions of the Cybermen were supposed to be a mix of the Mondasian Cybermen mixed with the Cybers Industries Cybermen, and that fusing themselves together, that is a really cool concept, but that was just never explained. So that kind of drags it down a bit, and the kids are a bit annoying in this. But there were some parts of the episode I did enjoy. I enjoyed Matt Smith's performance as the Cyber Planner. That was brilliant, and I love how just his ability to. He was essentially acting with himself, and when he would have been recording that, there wouldn't have been someone else there. There might have been somebody standing there, but that was all completely done by himself, and that just proves to how much of a good actor he is. Going back to Series 9 as well, with Heaven Sent, that just proves how much of a good actor Peter Capaldi was to carry that episode on his own. So yeah, those scenes with the Cyber Planner proved how good of an actor Matt Smith was. So yeah, that's why Series 7 comes in at number 6. Okay, so after going back through post-editing and editing the video, I realized it was actually 28 minutes long, so I decided I'm going to split the video into 2 different parts. So, the first part should be going up on Saturday, and the second part should be up on Sunday, maybe Monday. And yeah, just to save time on my editing and create more content, I'm going to split into 2 different videos. They're roughly about 12 and 13 to 14 minutes each, so they're a decent length. One's going to be from 10 to 6, which is the video you've just seen, and then the other's going to be 1 to 5, or 5 to 1, which is going to be the next video. So, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. Your support is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.